Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live stream. As many of you know, I have been working to do channel reviews at least twice a month. So this is the next one that I'm doing. And also a really cool opportunity came along my way. I was doing these reviews and the platform of Kajabi noticed. If you don't know, Kajabi is a really great platform to help you to build your courses, build your websites, build your funnels with email marketing. And in a nutshell, it's just a really good way to bridge the gap between someone being a viewer on YouTube to someone being a buyer. So it's really awesome. I think there's a link in the description below for Kajabi, but next Friday, I'll actually be collaborating with Kajabi, and they're sending out an email to their list later today telling people that they can register for these reviews. So I'm really excited for that. We'll see how many signups I get, but I'm prepared next weekend to go at it for like 8-9 hours. I really want to get to everyone's channel review, but today will be a bit of a shorter one. I have some names picked right here for people whose channel I will review today, but I see some people are here. If you're watching live, drop a hashtag live down below. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. And yeah, many of you know that, what's up, Kevin? Many of you know that I've been doing this for well over 2 years at this point. Throughout college, I had an internship with TEDx, and I learned all about branding, marketing, YouTube, all the ins and outs. And so after college, I took all that info and then I transferred it over to this. So it's really exciting. And I love doing these like this. This doesn't feel like work to me. Like this is like my passion work. I see Kevin's here. What's up, Kevin? And there's a reason why I do these in the morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I was chatting with Kevin the other day and it was like, what, 2 or 3 p.m.? And at that point, my brain was already getting like pretty tired. So that's why I do these in the morning so that my brain is nice and sharp for all of you lovely people. So before we dive in, I, of course, want to present some slides. So let me share my screen. Let's figure this out. Okay. So this is just a little intro. Here, let me go to presenter mode. Present full screen. Okay. So this is just an opener. If some of you are familiar with my live streams, you always know that I give this short presentation. So I never mean to sound like a broken record, but this is for those who are new. So how this will work, I already have channels handpicked who I will review. And if you would like me to review yours, then leave a comment down below and I might get to yours. But I will only review your channel if it is focused on brand awareness and sales. So if you're someone who's growing your personal brand or your business, then I will review your channel. And you must have at least 5 quality videos posted. I have acquired a small fan base of younger 12-year-old boys who wanted me to review their video game channels. Sorry, little boys, but that's not what I'm about. Not to be discouraging, but this channel is helping entrepreneurs with their brand and with their business. So still pay attention and take notes if I am not reviewing your channel. Many people have expressed to me that even though I'm not reviewing their channel, or maybe they're just thinking about starting a channel, they come in here, they take notes, and it's really helpful for them to understand what works and what doesn't, because this is something that I study on a consistent basis. So I have a very good sense of many different niches and what works on YouTube and what does not. Also, in the past, many of you have asked me to give a tip. I did put a link down below for that. That's totally optional, not necessary, but it is appreciated. I am doing these for free, and I'm more than happy to do that. But to tell you a little bit about this right now, I'll share more details at the end, but many of you have asked as well, after I've done your review, how I can help you. And so I have 2 programs. I have my Clarity to Cash, which is more suited for beginners. That's going to help you to build the foundations of your YouTube channel and your business and get to a point where you build a 6-figure business around your YouTube channel, regardless of its current size, with my 5-step playbook. A lot of people can't even fathom that because there's a huge misconception in our society that in order to make money on YouTube, you have to have, all these subscribers, all these followers, and you have to make money from the ad revenue. But that couldn't be farther from the truth because especially recently, the ad platforms just haven't been paying very generously. And also it's not consistent. I know people where their ad revenue gets cut out of nowhere. And so that's why I teach my 5-step playbook to help you build a business around your YouTube channel so that viewers and subscribers, those metrics don't matter in and of itself. And you can see, I share stories all the time on my channel of people who have attracted high-paying clients to fill up their workshops, their programs, their masterminds, whatever it is. So There are training videos which you can sign up for now. There's an optional Feedback Friday option where I send you feedback audio, and that's optional, $147 a month. And then I also have my YouTube Business Accelerator. Those are for people who are more established, but that comes with group coaching and one-on-one guidance, and that's application only. There's more information down below. But now let's dive into the juicy stuff. Let's talk about YouTube and how to make it grow, how to grow your business. So I want you to think of your YouTube channel like a house. So when people first visit your house, what are they going to do? They're going to gain an instant first impression, and then they're going to decide whether or not they want to stick around, keep revisiting your house, and invite their friends as well. They will if your messaging and your branding is clear and appealing. They must understand what problem you solve and for who. If I look at your channel and it's not clear based off of the banner, the descriptions, the video topics, if it's not clear what problem you solve and for who, then why are people going to keep revisiting? Why are people going to click any of your videos? Why are they going to tell their friends about it? Remember, everyone, that we don't just want subscribers. We want to build a brand around our channel that has raving fans. So raving fans, they're people who keep coming back. They tell their friends, they love you, they appreciate you, they respect you. That's what we want. And that's more valuable than just a subscriber. I call them empty subscribers. You know, people who they subscribe, but maybe they never come back. They're not a fan of what you do. So they must know what problem you solve and for who. They must also receive value from your content. So this is more so for entertainment-based channels. If you're mainly entertainment, which I'm not solely focusing on today, mainly I'm focusing on education, and the combination is edutainment is what they say. That's mainly what I'm focusing on. But you want people to receive value. You want them to feel that emotional connection. You want them to have a good time, especially if you're in the education niche. Someone who teaches and they make it fun, they're going to stand out in the sea of sameness versus if you just teach and if it's really boring. So, we want people to enjoy learning. We want it to be fun. We want it to be a great experience. So how can you do that? How can you be funny? How can you make it enjoyable? And it always comes down to being more you, whatever that is. If you're funny, if you're compassionate, be more of that, and people will resonate. Also, they will stick around to your house and keep revisiting if they know, like, and trust you as the expert. Know, like, and trust you as the expert. Because think about it. Let's say you really know your stuff. Let's say you're the expert, but let's say no one really likes you. Let's say they don't feel like they know you. Maybe they don't even feel like they trust you. Those things have to be established before they actually say yes to your paid products and your services, even if they want to subscribe and keep coming around. So it's important to be ourselves. It's important to establish that trust and to not break that trust as well. There's people out there who have broken the trust of their audience, and you just want to be a guide who serves with integrity. So your house, your YouTube channel, is going to serve as your foundation and ensure that your audience understands your channels and your business's purpose. So I'm very visual, so I actually made a YouTube house, as you can see. It's fun, right? So think of this like a house. People come to your YouTube channel, aka your house. They get a first impression. They see the banner. Banner is important. So banner doesn't directly affect subscriber rate, but it does indirectly. Because again, if people know what you do, if this looks professional, if they can see you, if they build that trust, this looks like a legit solid brand, they're going to want to come back. So it does indirectly affect not only your subscribers, but if people keep coming back. So it's like a positive, it's like an upward spiral. They understand what you do. They keep coming back. They tell their friends. Thus, when YouTube suggests your videos, they click on it. So the branding across your channel, you want it to be similar. A lot of people, if you look at their thumbnails, a lot of people, they look so different amongst the rest. And so you want people to look at your thumbnails and immediately know, oh, that's one of the creators' thumbnails, just by looking at it. You want that same effect for you. You want similar colors, similar fonts, picture of you, similar style. And then I talk about the foundation of the house, which is your niche. Niches are pretty broad. Mine technically is digital marketing, but that's niched more down to YouTube organic marketing. But I have my content pillars. Content pillars are the subcategories of your niche. And so those are good to categorize by different playlists on your channel so that if someone is mainly interested in a specific pillar, then they can go through that playlist. So playlists are important, and I encourage you to organize your content library into playlists. I think of it this way: imagine your YouTube channel is like a shelf at the library. You know how at the library you have different shelves, like history, like gardening, like it's all divided. And so imagine your YouTube channel is like one of those shelves, and you want to organize each shelf by its playlist. And so the more organized you are, then the easier it is for people to consume your content. So I'll be reviewing that. Your profile photo as well, which is like a representation of you. I put it on the statue right here. I got really fun with this graphic, as you can see. Trailer is like you standing at the front door of your house, giving a good first impression. And then there's some other logistical things like your channel description, links, URL, watermark, and tags. I'll be looking at all that. Alrighty, so let's see who is going first. Let me stop sharing this screen. Let's see who's here. What's up, David? Let me know if you want me to review yours. Here on my phone, I'll be listening on and off. The video game channel is fire. I didn't know you had a video game channel, David. I thought you had just that one. Let me know, David, if you want me to review yours. I'm more than happy to add you into the bowl here. But first we have, let's see, Lenny Tim. You here, Lenny? Let me know if you're here, Lenny. It's always fun when I review these and the people are actually here. By the way, if you're ever watching and you're like, hey, Ari, like I'm here, I kind of have to go soon, I'm more than happy to like cheat a little bit, because I'd rather get to yours and you be here than me like do someone who's like, not here. So let me know if you're here, Lenny. Lenny's got a cool channel. Yeah, Lenny I don't know how you came across me, Lenny, but you just started commenting like last week on my videos, which is cool. So let's see. All right, let's check out Lenny's channel. And I always encourage all of you to, oh, cool, Lenny's here. Awesome. Woohoo. Glad you're here. It's always fun. All right, let me make sure I can see my comments on my phone. So that way, where's the live chat? Okay. Because when I share my screen, I can't see the little comments. So I have like my phone here so I could see them easily. All right, check out Lenny here. All right, so let me make sure we could all see Lenny. By the way, everyone, go check out Lenny. Go subscribe to Lenny over here. He talks about entrepreneurship, making money, personal development, and YouTube. Hey, Lenny, we're in the same realm. I talk about that too, obviously. Okay, so Lenny, first thing I want to say is I left a comment to you the other day on one of my videos. Okay, I won't hold back. I'll be completely honest. Lenny, I left you a comment on one of my videos. I don't know if you saw it. You might have fixed it, but I told you that on mobile, it was really hard to read this text because it was cut off on mobile. So I don't know if you fixed that. You may have. I'm not looking at this on a mobile phone, but just double check that. And that goes for everyone listening. If you're listening, look at your banner on a mobile cell phone, because when I looked at Lenny's the other day, the word business and I think like YouTube was cut off. And so we don't want it to cut off, because it's kind of weird with the banners. I wish it wasn't this way, but on desktop, you can see this whole image, but on the cell phone, it cuts off like right here. And if you want a template, everyone, I have a free template on my website. Just go to freebies, click on free YouTube banner template. And this is like a Canva design. And you can download this for free, and this will help you to make your banner, anyone listening. So with that as well, business, entrepreneurship, making money, personal development, and YouTube. I think that we can condense this. So these are like, everyone, Lenny took the approach of putting his content pillars on his banner. So if you remember looking at the house, our pillars are like the subcategories of our YouTube channel. I think that these can be condensed. Business, entrepreneurship, making money, personal development, YouTube. I feel like these first three can be condensed, because right now it looks like a lot. Looks like a lot of stuff. And so when people look at Lenny, we want them to like immediately see you as the expert in something. And so like maybe we can condense this down further. And I also feel like there's something missing in this banner. I feel like we can add more. If you want, Lenny, like you can look at mine. I just recently upped mine. Everyone who wants to look. Here, let me turn that off. So here, let me zoom in for all of you. So like I added like a tagline, my name. I had a call to action in here. I feel like for you, Lenny, we're missing like a call to action and also your name. I feel like we could really benefit from that. And also like notice how like the photo of you is like a duplicate of the banner. I would recommend something else. Maybe we can put like kind of like how I have where I'm like, where I'm like taking up like a big portion of it. I think you could be much bigger because I imagine, especially on a mobile phone, it's like they can't really see this, and then it's like a duplicate image. So I think we could spice up this banner quite a bit, and maybe we can even add a call to action. Let me check you out. Let me see. I'm curious if you have any paid products or services around your brand, like if you have like a website, or maybe if you do like coaching, or if you have like a mastermind group. If you have that, Lenny, I would really encourage you to add those links in your YouTube description and also like in your bio. So that goes for a lot of people. Like that may sound like really obvious advice, but you'd be surprised. I come across a lot of YouTube entrepreneurs where I look at their channel and they're like, huh, all right, I wonder why, people aren't going to my website. And I look at their channel and it's like, they just have like an Instagram link. And maybe, Lenny, you're not at that point, but I'm just giving advice to everyone as well. So that would really establish your brand. And when I look at you right now, Lenny, just by that one thing, I'm seeing this channel as more of something that you do as a hobby and not as a business. So there's a big distinction there, because there's a lot of YouTubers who are treating their channel like a hobby, and you're totally allowed to do that if that's something that you want to do. But if you want to shift and be more so the entrepreneur, the person who treats their channel like a business, you want to have a way to bridge the gap between someone being just a viewer and someone being a buyer. And if you're not sure, if you're someone listening, maybe this is for you, Lenny. If you're someone who's not sure like what they're offering, maybe you're like, yeah, maybe I'll do coaching, maybe I'll do a membership, I'm not sure. I recommend starting with a freebie offer. Something for free, some type of free resource. It could be an ebook, it could be a mini course, some type of template, whatever it is. I recommend having a freebie and offering that in exchange for people's emails. Technically, what I'm doing right now, these live channel reviews, this is a freebie because, Lenny, you filled out a form and I collected your email. That goes for everyone whose channel I'm going to review. So it could even be something like that. I see that you've gone live before. Oh, did you try like the shorts live streams? I was actually wanting to try that. I think you did shorts for this. Anyway, the point is like maybe you can do something for free. Maybe you can review people's Instagrams. Maybe you can review people's, I don't know, funnels. What else do you do? Maybe you can review, I'm just getting a sense here. There's a lot that you can do. You could even do a simple Q&A. That goes for everyone listening. You can go live and do a simple Q&A and do exactly what I'm doing. Feel free to model my page. I made a simple page in Kajabi. If you want to try out Kajabi, use my affiliate link and I'll give you a free 1-hour call. But the point is like, I made a simple page. I shared the link. People put in their name and their email. I emailed all of you beforehand saying, hey, I'm going to be reviewing your channel. Come in live. Lenny, there's no reason why you can't do that as well. And everyone listening, you could even do that for Q&A. And you don't have to have a form, but I do prefer to have something coming in so that, I have people prepared in case people, catch the replay instead. So yeah, Lenny, that's my biggest piece of feedback to you so far is just how can you treat this more like a business? Alrighty, let's see what else we have. Profile photo is okay. It could be much better. I'm looking at you and it's like you're looking up, and then also there's a shadow behind your face. It kind of looks like this can be like any casual selfie. I really encourage you to like maybe take a more professional photo. And this, everyone listening, Lenny did a good job at showing from like his chest up. I'm just showing some profile photos here on the left. Like I wouldn't recommend a profile photo like this because you see how far Graham is. We can't really make out his face. It's good to have, and right here, I know these are bigger creators, but like they can get away with it because they got big audiences. Like this right here, like you see how Ty's head is cut off. Tony's is good, but I'm trying to give like, you see Alex Hormozy right here. We see how we can see his whole face. His face isn't cut off, and there's like a nice solid background around it. He's got like a nice solid yellow. This is a really good profile photo. Same thing with Aaron on Demand. Really good lighting. They're smiling. They look friendly. No heads cut off. And we don't want it to be too distant as well because, for example, Christina here, we can't make out her face. What's up, Kimberly? Let me know if you want me to review your channel, Kimberly. I see that you're here. So that's what I recommend for you, Lenny. I would recommend a better profile photo. Maybe you could even use Canva to cut out the background and give it a solid color. But I would recommend something a bit more, not that this is bad, but this looks a bit casual. I mean, this looks like a picture you can send a Snapchat to someone with. All right, Kimberly, I'll add you to the bull here in a second. I'm just reviewing Lenny. So yeah, Lenny, I do recommend a different profile photo. These things matter, everyone. This may seem like a little tiny thing, but that's the difference between people looking at Lenny like, I don't want to say like anyone, but it's a difference between like them not looking at him like an expert and them doing so. So yes, it matters. So we talked about profile photo. Let's look at your description. Welcome to the channel. This is where I share everything I know about business, entrepreneurship, making money, personal development, YouTube, and other random topics. Thanks for watching. This could be much stronger. I don't exactly know what you do, and I don't know what makes you the expert. I see Lenny, I'm like, oh, what does Lenny know about business? What does Lenny know about entrepreneurship, about making money? Feel free to look at mine because I give people a reason to know that I'm the expert. I say like Tony Robbins, I talk about TEDx, talk about the people who I've helped. So let's build some more credibility for you, Lenny, here with this. It's like, oh, what makes Lenny the expert? Let's answer that question. And maybe we could be more specific. I would take out other random topics because we want people to know what to expect. And again, everyone, you may be listening and you may be like, oh, like this stuff doesn't totally matter with growing a channel. It does. It really does. Because let's say I discover one of Lenny's shorts and let's say I click on his profile. This is my first impression. The house is the first impression. And that is the difference between someone coming back versus someone not. If someone subscribes, if they come back and YouTube sees, oh, like people are liking Lenny's videos, let's keep recommending them. His videos in turn are going to get more impressions. I'm telling you, everyone, a lot of people overlook this stuff and they wonder why their channel is not growing. And these are the reasons. So, okay, we talked about channel description, links. Again, we just have your Instagram link. Maybe we can add some more here if you have them, of course. Everyone here listening, Lenny did a really good job at including his email. Come on, let's see his email. That's weird. Submit. I'm not a robot. Promise. Come on. Okay. Anyway, the point is like, I don't know why this isn't working, but Lenny did a good job at providing his email. Everyone, you want to have your email, your business email connected to your YouTube. It will lead to opportunities in real life. I told all of you that someone from Kajabi reached out to me because they want me to review the channels of their community, which I'm more than happy to do, but that's why it's important because they emailed me for it. And it'll also lead to opportunities like possible podcasts, different collaborations. You want to have this. It's good to have Instagram, but not everyone prefers to DM on Instagram. And plus, you know how sometimes they hide the messages from people and it's like in their message request folder and they never see it. Email's more professional. So yeah, good job, Lenny, with that, putting your email in there. I don't know why it wasn't showing it to me. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see. Everyone as well, Lenny has his custom URL, which is great. So when you have 100 subscribers, then you can go in your YouTube studio and actually create a custom URL. So good job with that, Lenny. All right, let's look at your content. I'm just gonna go over to let me go over to your homepage tab. So I see you have your shorts and you have the videos here. Lenny, I would recommend that you have different, I would recommend that you display your playlists on your homepage because right now, like on the homepage, this is what people see for the first time. And right now I'm just seeing your videos. But if you look at mine, do you see how like I have, oops, that's the wrong tab. You see how I have like my different playlists displayed? Remember I gave the analogy of like books on a shelf? It's like I organized all the books in my content library into different shelves. And if people gravitate towards one, like, oh, different tools and resources, then they can just consume that specific playlist. Again, everyone, this stuff does matter because this determines the viewer experience on your channel. When people discover Lenny, we want them to have the best experience coming onto your channel. We want it to be as user-friendly, easy to navigate, easy to find the playlist that is best for them. So this stuff does matter. And generally speaking, it's better to have your shorts at the bottom here. You see how my shorts are at the very bottom? And if you don't know, I could show all of you YouTube. Let me show you. Let me zoom in here so that all of you can see it. If you go here to customization, so you see customization here on the left, everyone listening, this is where you can customize your playlists. So it's under featured section and you can add a section. Lenny, I see you already have playlists made, so choose single playlist and you can choose all the ones that you want displayed here. And again, it's good to have shorts on the bottom. You see how I can like move this stuff around? See that? So that's what you want to do, Lenny, and everyone listening. Okay, let's check out what else Lenny has. So I looked at his homepage. Let's look here. So let me look at your videos here. So did we miss the boat? It's like, what does that mean? Did you miss the boat with what? I have no idea what this video is about. Why you'll never be rich. Interesting. Why Starbucks and avocado toast is keeping you poor. That could be interesting. YouTube niche guide. How I invented a product and brought it to market. I think we could be more niche down, a little bit more niche down, because here we're talking about YouTube. Here we're talking about designing products. Here we're talking about habits. I think we could just be like a tad more niche down. You already are niche down, but I think we could be a bit more, because if I'm subscribed to you, it's like, what can I expect from Lenny? And also, like, I would recommend sticking with consistent text and fonts. These right here stand out really well. These two videos, the bright yellow stands out good, but like, you see how, like, this is what I meant earlier. Like, we want people to always, like, whenever you post a thumbnail, we want people to know, oh, that's one of Lenny's videos, because they can tell from the branding. Kind of like with mine, I have like always consistent colors, consistent fonts, always a clear image of me. So my audience knows, oh, that's one of Ari's videos. But like ones like these two are so different, especially the ones where your face isn't in it. So it's really important that we have something that people can identify with. Lenny. I'm wondering if Tim is your first name. Tim Lenny or Lenny Tim? Sorry, that was off topic. I was just curious. Okay, let's check this out. So your thumbnails are good. They're good. But again, it's the branding, like especially this one, it's a little bit, you see how like the hand is like a certain type of animation. So I would always recommend, Lenny, that you have like a close-up of your face. Like this one right here is good. And look at it, lo and behold, 2.3K views. Look at it, clear face. He's pointing at something. Good text. How much YouTube paid me the first month of being monetized. Good. That's a really popular topic. So everyone, like, Lenny did a good job, because a lot of people are actually posting about this topic with a similar title. And so it's good to model similar topics, thumbnails, and titles. Those actually are the 3 reasons why someone will click on a video. I'll say them again. Topic is the most important. Thumbnail and title. Lenny really hit the nail on the head with this. He had a solid topic. And there's proof that people were actually searching for this. Thumbnail is great. Title is very searchable, very intriguing as well. And so this is why this video did so well. So YouTube really cares about 2 things. 1, do people click? And 2, do people watch? People clicked because topic, thumbnail, and title, and people will watch if the content is good. It's really that simple. People overcomplicate it. People will continue to watch if the content is good. If it actually delivers what they expect. If people clicked on this video and Lenny started talking about how to cook brownies, guess what? People are going to hop off the video within like 10 seconds. Everyone, because it wasn't in alignment. People think, oh, it's always editing that makes people continue to watch. Editing can help, but I've seen videos with no editing get over 50,000 views, some of my clients. So it can happen to you as well. What matters more is the quality and what you're saying. It actually says here that I watched this. That's so interesting. I don't remember watching that. There's like a red bar here, so I guess it caught my attention. I clicked on it. I watched it. That was over months ago. That's funny. Thanks for doing that, Kevin. Everyone, if you're listening, go over and subscribe to Lenny. And do that for everyone who I mentioned here today. But I'm going to review one thing. Let me look at something here. Okay, we got an ad playing. I know you can turn off ads, but I kind of like to watch them just for fun. Okay. So Lenny did a good job. So he started his description off with like at least 200 characters of text, which is good. He has a social. And again, Lenny, if you ever put links in here, like for a website or for paid products, just make sure that the links are clickable. Sounds like obvious advice again, everyone, but I've worked with people and they're like, all right, I wonder why people aren't going to my website. And I look at the description and they forgot like the www dot or the https://. So what I like to do, everyone, when I'm like copying and pasting a website, I copy it directly from here and it'll automatically paste the https www. So, but overall, good job, Lenny. So yeah, the biggest thing here is I would just niche down a bit on your topics, stick to consistent thumbnails. And what you can also do, everyone listening, this is like a good little hack. This is funny. This one's unrelated. I got for your most popular videos about COVID. We're going to ignore that one. We're going to look at the other ones focused on business. So what you can actually do, everyone, this is like a little hack. You can actually make new videos based off of similar topics of your most popular videos. And it's very likely, like majority of the time, they're going to do well again. So Lenny, you can make videos focused on these topics again. You could even model these thumbnails. By the way, Lenny, these are much better thumbnails. Your most popular videos, I want you to notice, look at how the text is easy to read. Again, we're ignoring the COVID one. That's why we're going to ignore the COVID one. But look at your most popular videos. It's easy to read the text. Close up of you. Start doing these again. You stop doing this. And look at your latest ones aren't like that. And lo and behold, they're not getting as many views. So simple fix. All right, shorts. Just going to glance over these. You're posting shorts, which is great. Everyone, there's a big controversy about shorts. Okay, there's some YouTubers who are saying don't post shorts. There's some people saying post shorts, they're good for the channel. I recommend like just having a healthy balance. So if you could have solely a shorts channel, I'm talking to everyone right now, you could have solely a shorts channel, but I find that it's good to utilize like all the different features that YouTube is giving you. I see, Lenny, that you've gone live, so it's great to utilize the live tab like I'm doing now. It's good as well. If you have a podcast, put it underneath the podcast tab. So you can actually, I don't know if you knew this, but everyone listening, you can actually like, there's a newer YouTube podcast feature. And so I won't go through it right now, but if you go to my channel, let's see, you can actually, I'm not going to do it right now, but you can actually like have a podcast tab here on your channel. I have one as well if you want to check mine out, but it's cool because like I heard that word on the street is that very soon Google Podcast is going to switch over to YouTube. So whenever a platform has a new feature, you definitely want to utilize it. So good. Yeah, Lenny, I would, and everyone listening, I would commit to going live at least once a month, at least. And tell people about it, that you're going to go live, invite them on. But yeah, Lenny, I see that you posted shorts, but maybe we can commit to, everyone, this is a good rule of thumb, to commit to one long form a week at least, and then at least 3 shorts a week minimum. This is just a rule of thumb. And it's just a good metric to start. You can do more if you want. Let's see how often you post. 21 minutes ago. Good. Good job. Let's see this one. Description. Everyone, links in the description on shorts don't work anymore. Call to action has to be click the link in my bio. Or what you can do, and you did it here, you can link it to the long form, which you did. So good job of that. Okay, that's pretty much all I have for you. Hold on, last thing. I would utilize your community tab more. So you've been doing it, but it's been like 2 months, 3 weeks ago. I would commit at least once a week to posting in your community tab. It's just healthy for the algorithm, everyone. If you utilize all the different tabs on YouTube, it's a healthy channel. It's like you have all these ways to, it's like people think of the YouTube algorithm as a whole, but it can actually, it works through these different tabs, through the community tab, through the live tab, the shorts tab, the video tab. So it's healthy to have a mix of both. So yeah, that's all I have for you, Lenny. Good job overall. You have a really solid channel, so be proud of yourself. That goes for everyone. Sometimes we put so much work into this stuff, and it's like we don't take time to like really be proud of ourselves. But alrighty, Kimberly, I'm adding you to the bowl. Kimberly. A lot of K names today. I think I have like 3 or 4 K names in this bowl today. Got Kevin, got Kimberly, got Catherine. I think there's one other person. Okay, let's see who's going next. Okay, we have, let me see. Oops. I just pulled out Lenny again. Oh, Kimberly, I pulled you. I actually put Lenny back in the bowl, so I pulled another one. Kimberly, are you still here? Kimberly's crushing it, everyone. Kimberly does a really good job at turning her viewers into buyers. She's in the knitting niche, but man, she is knocking it out of the park. She's doing really well. And her channel has a beautiful story. So if you don't mind me sharing Kimberly, she shares it all the time. For Kimberly, her mother passed away, I forget how long ago. And yeah, thanks, Kimberly. And her last words to her was, when skies are gray, knit a rainbow. How beautiful is that? And she named her whole business, her whole brand around that. Isn't that nice? It's so inspiring. I love when I hear stories like that and people who have those experiences and they just make something beautiful out of it. You know, like you built a whole brand, Kimberly, around this. And if you don't mind me sharing something else, Kimberly, one time Kimberly shared that so she goes to like these in-person knitting events, and someone came up to her and she was like, you know, Kimberly, like when I was going through a rough time, like your lives saved my life because you're so like uplifting, like, you know, it just inspired me to keep going and going. And so that's the thing, everyone. You never know who's watching your videos and how it's impacting them, because I'm sure that woman never left a comment. She was just watching Kimberly. Kimberly has beautiful energy, and it inspired her. She was, she was considering taking her own life. And how amazing is that, everyone? You never know, like, the impact of your channel. So when you're thinking of quitting, just remember that there's people who are benefiting from what you're offering. And it's just beautiful, Kimberly. It's very inspiring. And Kimberly just hit 3.7 subscribers, which is awesome. So let's look at her. So I always start with the banner here. Knit a rainbow, stitch, create, inspire. New videos every week. Catch me live Thursdays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Beautiful. My only thing is, everyone, whenever you put on your banner, like, oh, I'm gonna, like, I post this day of the week, or I post every Thursday, hypothetically, just make sure that, like, you're actually doing it. So right here, I'm noticing that here, Kimberly, we have that in the banner, but it's not something that you actually do. So I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but when I see that someone puts that in their banner, I actually look like, oh, is that true? Do they post every week? Do they post on Wednesday? And so right now, like, that's not the case, which isn't a bad thing, but I would just change it in the banner so that if people find you and they expect it every week, it's like, oh, there's no, like, disconnect. So maybe we can put a different call to action here. Maybe we can have a call to action to the website, or, you know, we could put something like about your next workshop coming up, because I know you shared with me that you have one, and I would just put a more relevant call to action. I would recommend bringing them into the business. So telling them about your next event, your next workshop, maybe you have some type of promo or deal going on. Let's replace this text with that. But other than that, this is really beautiful. Maybe this one as well, new videos every week, because we have new videos every week. Catch me live. Are you posting new videos every week? You were, but we kind of fell off a little bit, which isn't bad, but maybe we could change that as well. I'm trying to think. Maybe you could even just put knitarainbow.com, which we kind of have here. I'm just noticing. You see that, but it's cut off. It's right there in white, but no one can really see it. I'm surprised I even saw that. I would fix that. I'd fix that right away. Something else. I know what you're trying to do here with the circle, but since there's no, like, colorful background, it kind of looks like you're, you know, those statues with, like, a floating head in the museums? That's what you kind of look like here. I would either, like, put the rest of your shoulders here, or I would, like, fill in the circle. You know what I mean? Like, fill in the colored circle. Little minor thing, but again, everyone, branding goes a long way. So let's see. Profile photo is good. Yeah, it's good. You can keep this. Part of your head is cut off, which isn't bad. But no, this is a good photo because you're smiling. Nice, solid background. Lenny, if you're still here, this is what I meant by, like, solid background. She's fully in the frame. Now I can, like, make out her face. Now I have that connection with her much deeper than if she was, like, her face was, like, super small and I couldn't see her. So beautiful. Knit a rainbow with Kimberly I'm sorry, McAllendon. I think I pronounced that right. Apologies. I know it's important to get names right. Let's see. I would add an about section. I would definitely add that in. So everyone, YouTube actually shows the first. Here, let me show you mine. YouTube shows you the first part of what's in the description. So if you look here, you see how mine is, I help maximize sales of your courses, coaching, and memberships with my 5-step. And this also shows on the cell phone. as well. So Kimberly, let's add an about section. I know it seems like a little thing, everyone. And as you can see, Kimberly was able to grow her channel, get sales for her business, even without having it, but it just adds a level of professionalism. If someone just discovers you, like not everyone comes to this section, but if someone is like, oh, like what is Kimberly all about? And they come here, then they get that better sense. Okay. So I'm sure you have something like that. Just like a little description of what problem you solve and for who, what makes you the expert. You have bios like that you can add in. McAllendon. There you go. Thank you for that. Okay, beautiful. We get your Instagram, we get your Facebook. Great. Awesome. What you could even do, Kimberly, is I know right now, like you have like knitarainbow.com, but what you could also do, if you look at mine, you can actually, and this goes for everyone listening, you can actually make kind of like a link tree. So it's good to put your website, but maybe you can put some lead magnets, Kimberly. Maybe you can put your workshop as its own link. And this just helps people to, get to what they're looking for quicker. Because you, Kimberly, you have like these different landing pages. Let's check you out. I know we created some different landing pages for what you're offering. And so all of these can stand on their own. Maybe this needs to be updated. Sheep flocks wreath, because it's past Christmas. Just a little side note. Or maybe wreaths are still in. I feel like no one has wreaths after Christmas. Maybe I'm wrong. But if that's not the case, then I would remove this. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Let me look at this. Everyone, I'm going to briefly go over Kimberly's site. She actually has a really good one. So here she has expand your knitting skills. So Kimberly actually attracts people who aren't fresh newbies, but who are more established. So they're not starting off with knitting. They have some skills. They just want to expand. So keep that in mind, everyone. Like if you're focusing on a particular skill level, then it's good to be really clear on what problem you solve and for who. The who is important. And Kimberly's doing a good job here with this headline. So that's great. Welcome to Knit a Rainbow, workshops, group memberships, one-on-one coaching. Great. Nice photo of her. Phenomenal. Even if I was someone who couldn't read and I looked at this, I would know exactly what she does because I see the knitting in the background. She's wearing like a nice sweater here, which is great. Beautiful. This is it. Honey, when life is hard and days are gray, knit a rainbow. Good. I like how you highlighted that. This is beautiful. Sheetrock, good. One-on-one, great. Group membership, patterns. This is a great website, everyone, because Kimberly has a summary, kind of like a menu of what her site is about. She's got the testimonials. Great. She's got an about section. This can be added, maybe modified a little bit for your about section on your channel. Sign up for my newsletter. Receive exclusive pattern discounts and learn when my newest workshops are available. Yeah, that's good. So I like how you put this here, Kimberly, because now I know what I'm going to get with the newsletter. There's a lot of people nowadays, everyone who are just saying like, oh, sign up for my newsletter. But it's like, okay, what am I going to get with the newsletter? I have to know what value I'm going to get in exchange. And so Kimberly did a great job at explaining that. We won't send spam. Yeah, this is good. Really great job, Kimberly. Everyone, this is a phenomenal example of a homepage. And Kimberly is using this to get buyers for her site. So everyone, sorry, it's Mac. Okay, got it. I'm seeing your comment right now. But yeah, everyone, this is all it is. I mean, this isn't a complex site. And, Kimberly shared with me even this morning that she's getting really good success with this. So I hope this inspires all of you as well about what's possible. She's doing this with knitting, something she's so passionate about. I think that's so inspiring. Okay, let's check out your channel now. Let's go to your homepage. Okay, good. So you have a trailer video, videos, past live streams, shorts. Good. You have good stuff here. Vlogmas. Maybe we can update this because now it's 2024. Let's see. Do you have like an updated playlist for? Let's see. Maybe you did Vlogmas this past year. Maybe not. I feel like that playlist is kind of outdated just because of the year on there. I don't know about all of you, but if I see something with like Vlogmas 2022, it's like, oh, that passed. That was like 2 years ago. So maybe you can still keep the playlist underneath the playlist section, but here I would recommend updating this. Popular videos. I would recommend, so these are your most popular videos, and it's amazing because these were years ago. Not the best thumbnails, but I mean, they're still your most popular videos. Maybe we could just update the thumbnails on these You could do that, everyone. So remember how I said that your YouTube channel is like a library, it's like books on the shelf. So you can actually go back to old books and adjust their titles and their thumbnails. And so imagine if you did that for a real book at the library or at the bookstore. If you did that, then the book can get more sales. We'll get to Kevin soon, Kimberly. Thanks, Kevin, for subscribing. You're being so nice. So yeah, so everyone, you can update old titles and thumbnails and it can continue to get views. Sometimes as YouTubers, we think, oh, to grow my channel, I got to keep pumping out more content, But if you, and still do that, yes, keep posting consistently, but maybe one week, instead of focusing on making a new video, you could put that time and energy into going back to your old videos and improving the thumbnail, improving the title, and you'd be really surprised. So it's happened to me before where like I changed the title and the thumbnail, and then as soon as I did that, the video started to gain traction. So that can happen to you as well. Okay. Videos, past live streams. It's good that you have different playlists, but I think it could be better because here we have live streams, popular videos. So Kimberly, I challenge you, did not mean to go to that page. I challenge you to think of more solid content pillars, and maybe we can divide your channel up that way. So vlogs is definitely one of your pillars, but maybe there's ones where maybe one pillar could be techniques. Maybe you could even divide it up into the things that you make, maybe different, let's see, pullovers, Vlogmas. You do have a Vlogmas 2023. So you do have an updated version. Podcasts. Maybe one could be tutorials. That's definitely a pillar. Tutorials, vlogs, and what else? Why'd you make that little face emoji? Kimberly, you're hitting your face. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. Yeah, vlogs is definitely one. The vlogs have been doing really well. I know that they're fun for you. You could even have two pillars, vlogs and tutorials. All right, let's check out shorts. Oh, your shorts aren't doing bad. Good. Let's see, how often do you post? December. It's been December. Yeah, it's been like almost close to 3 months, right? December, January, February. It's been close to 3 months, Kimberly. So I would commit to posting shorts again. You're doing good with them, but again, if you're getting back into the flow of it, you can start with like once a week, but eventually we can aim for at least 3 shorts a week for these. And let's see what you got here. Nice. Some of these have done really good. Kimberly, if I'm remembering correctly, I think you post reels a lot on Instagram. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Let's check you out. Everyone, if you're posting shorts on like Instagram or TikTok, let's see. Yeah, look at this. You're posting reels. You could just repost them. Let's see, when did you post these? Look at this, January 2023. Where is it on your YouTube? It's not here. So everyone, when you're posting reels on other platforms, you could take those steps to repost it on YouTube Shorts. So that's the nice thing. Like, I actually went to a Gary Vee event. That's actually how I met Kevin. We met at a Gary Vee event. I got to interview him and we got to take photos with him. The point is like Gary was talking in the beginning about live streaming, and he was even talking about like posting live on different platforms. And I actually read his book right after, Jab, 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 Right Hook. And he was saying like with reels, with shorts, he was saying that you can repost the same one, but the main thing that changes like the description and like the tags. So kind of like the SEO that goes into it. So little things like that, but I found that you can post the same video across all the platforms and it can do well on multiple. So my advice for you, Kimberly, stay consistent with the lives. Everyone, what really matters with shorts now is consistency, the title, and how good the content is. The description really doesn't matter anymore, and the tags. It used to, but it really doesn't anymore. I've seen videos take off with like absolutely no description. And you used to be able to put links in there, but now you can't. So, but the biggest thing, another big thing is to link it to the long form. So you can link it to a long form video so that when people watch the short, they can watch the whole version. So that's a cool feature. I actually like that new button that YouTube added. Live, good. Let's try going live again, Kimberly. I would recommend StreamYard for you because I think I saw that you were going live on Instagram. Oopsies. Okay, I can't find it right now. But everyone, if you're going live on another platform, it's funny. I've actually talked to I had 2 clients and they were both consistently going live on Instagram. And I was like, I think you're leaving a lot of money on the table by not simultaneously streaming on YouTube, because using a platform like StreamYard, even with the free version, you could do that. You could stream to both at the same time, and it's easy to navigate all the different comments on there. So I'd recommend that. And Kimberly, you can do that too. So my past 2 clients, they each had over 10K subscribers, and it's like, you're leaving money on the table. And Kimberly, you have a good following on here, so close to 4,000. I mean, you could go live right now and people are going to tune into you. They're going to get notified. Good. Look at this. Kimberly has a podcast feature. Good. And I see that you're updating it, which is great. Phenomenal. You got your playlists, community. Oh, that's cool. That would scare me. That would scare the crap out of me. Look at how big his eye is. Wow. I would recommend posting more in your community tab. Sounds simple, but stuff like this goes a long way. So I like posts like this because Kimberly isn't trying to like sell. Everyone, if you're treating your YouTube channel like a business and you're always just trying to sell, then that could be a turnoff to people. Posts like this are really good. Just building connection, just being fun and friendly. She went to the farm. She saw this llama. How fun. We could just share our lives. That's part of building a personal brand. So knitting podcast, good. I would consider doing some more polls. And you can also share your videos on there. You can share your videos too. So I'll show you mine. If you go to your community tab, like before I went live, where'd it go? Oh, before I went live, I shared this. I shared a post that I'm going to be collaborating with Kajabi. I did a poll. Like, polls are good, like just to like engage with your audience. 45 votes, 45 people. So yeah, I would recommend you do the same, Kimberly. But overall, good job, Kimberly. You're crushing the game. Everyone, Kimberly's great inspiration that this stuff works. Some people look at me and it's like, oh, Ari, of course this is working for you. You're in a make money niche. But it's like, no, the people who I work with, none of them are in a make money niche. Okay, maybe one. But that's it. Look at Kimberly, like knitting. She's passionate about it. Why can't you do that too with what you're passionate about? You absolutely can. So it's inspiring. So good job, Kimberly. Good stuff. Alrighty, who wants to go next? I kind of want to do Kevin next because I see that he's here, and I don't think anyone in the bowl is here. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit and pull out Kevin. Yeah, it's funny how the universe just puts you in front of people. Kevin and I were in line for a Gary Vee event, so good company. We were waiting. Kevin Feely. Let's pull up Kevin. So. Everyone, let's subscribe to Kevin. Here, let me pull up his channel first. Let's see. Share screen. Come on. Hi, Dulce. Nice to see you. Dulce, someone else in the chat who's doing really well with turning viewers into buyers. Here we have Kevin. Kevin Feely. Thinking bigger with Kevin Feely. So you were around here, Kevin, for most of this. And I know when Kevin and I actually got on a Zoom call, and I pointed out his banner, and he was saying like, oh, like doesn't the banner not directly affect subscribers? And he's right. It doesn't directly affect subscribers, but it does indirectly affect subscribers. I said this already, but I'll say it again. So remember, your channel is like a house. People are going to gain a first impression. And for you, Kevin, if people know clearly what it is that you do from the banner, let's say they watch a short and that button for your profile appears, and this is the first place where they land. If they look at this and they know what it is that you do, there's a much higher likelihood that they're going to hit subscribe. Not only will they hit subscribe, but they can keep coming back for more. If they keep coming back for more, what are they going to do? They're going to tell their friends about it. It's like a huge domino effect. That's actually what happened to Hermosi. Alex Hermosi, like he grew. He had a lot of growth strategies, but him, like there was this 1 week when I had like 5 people tell me about Alex Hermosi. So of course I checked him out. So word of mouth is very powerful, everyone. Don't underestimate it. So for you, Kevin, I don't know what you do. Kevin Feely, thinking bigger. What does that mean? Thinking bigger with what? And something else, I know we talked about this, like how, and this goes for everyone listening. There comes a point, everyone, when you have to decide, do I want my channel to be more of a personal brand and revolve around solely me? Or do I want this to be more of like like a brand where there's other faces to the brand. When I was talking to Kevin, we talked about, it's funny because this is a similar name. His podcast is Thinking Bigger, but for example, like Think Media, this is Sean Cannell's channel. Sean Cannell's channel. But there's other faces to his brand. I think this dude's name is Nolan. I forget his name. I think it's like Chris. But someone like him, like there's many faces to this brand. And so his whole thing is revolved around Think Media. You can tell here from what he does, YouTube secrets. But Kevin, like I look at you and I'm like, what do you do? And it's here. I love helping people reach their potential, building businesses in podcasting. I think we could beef this up. I think we can get really clear and specific on what problem you solve and for who. And I know that you talk like you like have a podcast, you talk to different people, but maybe we can look at some other podcasters and see how they frame it. I forget what that dude's name was, who you know, like I think it's a friend who has a podcast that you're modeling, but like I feel like there could be more, like we could be more specific here so that we can capture more people in. And don't think everyone that by being specific, like you're filtering people out, you can't talk about certain things. Because when you become like, that's not really the case. When I started mainly talking about YouTube and business, I was still able to integrate other things, spirituality and health, but I was able to tie it all in. So it's nice. Like we want people to look at Kevin and to know immediately what he's the expert in when it comes to his YouTube. Ian Bick, Julian Dory. Yeah, let's check him out. I think it was Julian. That's my brother's name, Julian Dory. But he spells it differently. Julian Dory podcast. Not the best banner, but he has really good thumbnails, is one thing. So Kevin, like that's one thing I know I brought up to you. Like when I look, like let's say I watch one of Julian's videos. I watched it, I really like it. Then later this comes up on my feed. It's like I immediately know that's one of Julian's videos because there's a photo of him and there's also text. So looking at this one, like I recommend that all of your thumbnails have a photo of you because your audience knows who you are, but they don't know who this guy is. Maybe they do if he's popular, but they don't know who this dude is. Of course, we know Gary. So it's good to have like both or just you. But if it's just the other person, then that can actually decrease your click-through rate. Because the way YouTube works is when people watch your videos and when you post another one, YouTube's likely to recommend that next video to them. But they don't recognize it. They don't know who it is. Then it's hard. It's kind of a different niche. Gotcha. It's a different niche than Julian's, I'm imagining. Yeah, of course. I'm just using his thumbnails as an example. Hi, Tazo. You're in the bull. Hannah. Her name's Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Nice to see you here. Back to you, Kevin. So, yeah, I recommend like the banner, and I would just be really specific on what you do. Maybe you could even like summarize it by different pillars, Kevin. Maybe your pillars are, I like building businesses. Maybe that could be like your thing, helping people build their businesses. But then again, it's like, who do you help build their businesses? Is it anyone? Is it brick and mortar? Is it online? Is it e-commerce? Is there like a specific thing that you teach? Because all businesses is quite broad. Everyone, let me show you something. This kind of goes into like my paid stuff, but it's okay. I want you guys to all have this. So was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. So when you're starting a YouTube channel or a podcast, I actually do recommend that you start broad. There's a lot of people say, oh, you got to niche down. It's good to niche down, but I actually recommend like trying different types of topics, trying different formats, maybe podcasts, maybe shorts. And I would narrow it down from there. I would analyze the videos and be like, okay, this is what I like to create videos about. This is what I didn't. This is what's doing well. This isn't what's doing well. And then from there, you can niche down. When you niche down and you start to build that audience, you get that really nice traction. Then you can broaden out again because there's people like Lewis Howes, Tony Robbins, who could talk about anything underneath the sun because they have the audience for it. They could post a YouTube video of them throwing spaghetti at the wall. People are going to watch it because they got an audience. But you got to start somewhere. We're not at that point yet. So here, I'm reading your comment. My goal is mostly around the podcast, but I might set up a separate channel for marketing and software tutorials, reviews, and training for small businesses. Yeah, I would have a different channel for that. Let's see. Okay, you have everything underneath podcasts right here. So, okay. So yeah, I would have a different channel for that because those are like very different for marketing, software tutorials. If you were to keep it on the same channel, I would do different playlists, different pillars. But if you're mainly focused around the podcast, then yeah, let's just be really clear on who this podcast is for, because like, even if I was scrolling through Apple Podcasts, which I use, and this came up, like, I don't know like what this podcast is about. You could even just put on there for now, like, helping people reach their potential and build businesses. Should I just focus this channel for my podcast? I think I'm super confused on my audience. I wish we were having a verbal conversation. Just focus this channel on my podcast. So with this is one of those things where there's like no like solid right or wrong. I've seen people integrate a podcast into their channel, and that's like it's all centered around their personal brand. So if your personal brand is Kevin Feely, what you could do is this channel, you can have the podcasts, you can have the tutorials, but the biggest thing, Kevin, is what problem do you solve and for who? Because if what problem you solve and for who is different for the podcasts than it is for the marketing and the software videos, then yeah, I would create a different channel. But if you're solving the same type of problem for the same type of people, but you're just doing it in a different format, in a different way, then what was I saying? So that's how you decide if it's separate or together. Let me know if you have more questions about that. It's good that you're here so that we have this discussion, but let's check out Kevin's videos. So again, with these, Kevin, and first off, before I even get there, if you have a website, which I don't know if you do, but if you have a website, I would link it here so that people can easily find your website, or even just your other socials, your Instagram, your Facebook. I would link those here so that you're bridging the gap. Because let's say someone really likes you, but they want to connect with you on Instagram. I would add the link in here, because now it's like you're building a web. So everyone, like, your personal brand can have different, like, it's like like legs of a table. You got your YouTube supporting it, your Instagram, your Facebook, maybe your LinkedIn. It's good to have a web to connect them all by simply including the links for them all here. I think Carlos is watching here live too. Hi, Carlos, if you're here. Carlos is someone else who I met at the Gary Vee event. Okay, let's check him out. So yeah, Kevin, I would always make sure that you are in the video, unless it's someone like super well known like Gary Vee, then you can have them there. But let's see, former FBI agent warns of U.S. open border dangers. Okay, FBI specialist agent. So I'm just reading these titles here. So I know I mentioned to you, Kevin, like maybe a professional thumbnail maker, because Carlos, this is good if you're here too, like thumbnail maker. Like you could even use Fiverr to hire like a thumbnail maker, but someone who like knows like graphic design, who knows how to make things like pop. Like look at like this thumbnail for a podcast. You see how that stands out more than like what Kevin has here? So Kevin, these are good thumbnails, but they could be like much better. You know, they can like pop out way more. And there's certain edits that like, I don't know if you're a graphic designer, but I'm not. So that's why I have like someone who's really good at like making the thumbnail kind of pop out at you. It's an investment. It's like $10, but I find that it does really make a difference. That's the difference between, I'm telling you everyone, that's the difference between like getting 50 views and 5,000 views, 50,000 views. So if you remember, I don't know if you were here for this, Carlos, sorry. But people will click on a video for 3 reasons, and 3 reasons only. 1, because of the topic. 2, because of the thumbnail. And 3, because of the title. So I know you mentioned, Kevin, that you're confused on your audience. And so we need to think of your audience and think of, okay, what topics are they interested in? Because we have quite a few topics here. We have FBI, we have sea lions, Gary Vee, what is my identity? So I think you can niche down your podcast. So I was telling Kevin that I've seen people, for example, where their podcast is interviewing specific people. So for example, I've seen someone where they interview homeless people. And so do you see how niche that is? It's like they're not just any podcast, but it's like they interview homeless people and they like share their stories, which I found really intriguing. I wish I could find the channel now, but I'm not going to be able to find it. But maybe we can like niche down. Like here we have like FBI special agent, Gary Vee. Maybe there's like a specific like industry that you can hone in on. Something like really specific. I'm wondering if any of these people have in common. It could even just be like really successful entrepreneurs. it could be high achievers as well. My buddy does that. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. So maybe we could take it. I think, Kevin, the way I see you is like, you're here right now. Yes, you have a podcast, but it's like, there's a variety of topics that you focus on. And so if I'm subscribed to Kevin, I don't know what to expect. I don't know who he's going to interview next. Oh, I know that guy. That's the guy that's the Everbowl. Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I saw him in person. Yeah. Off topic. I got excited. But yeah, that's my biggest thing. And see if you can niche down the topic. That's one. See if you can make the thumbnail pop more. In terms of the titles, Prison Guard unveils the dark secret of prison manipulation. A lot of these are intriguing, I will say. On the hidden effects of living. This will get you in any room. Let me look at something. So let me look at your popular ones. Tate's therapist. Yeah, we know why that one did good. This is a trap. Yeah, like videos like that do good. Eric, like, I'm just analyzing all these as a whole. That's my biggest thing is, so when it comes to picking titles, this goes for everyone who's here. This is my general advice. So it's good for titles to have two components. One is having a component of searchability, and one is a component of intrigue. It's good to have both because you could have one or the other, but like if something is appearing in search, and also if it's intriguing, so if YouTube recommends it to people on like their homepage and they're clicking, then it's like it's a win-win. So usually like a video, like usually people aim for like, oh, I just want this to appear in search, or I just want this to appear in browse. It's good to have both because let's say, for example, like someone was searching for, FBI agent podcast. I'm sure people type that in. FBI agent. Let's see. This is what I do, by the way. Before I actually film a video, I'll type in the topic into YouTube and I'll see what pops up. Look at this one. 1.9 million views. Filters. So I'll just look at these and I'll just look at the thumbnail and the title and I'll just model these. Look at this one. This would have been a good one to model. So you see, Kevin, how, oh, look, it's Julian. You see how this guy, there's a picture of Julian. There's a picture of the guy who was interviewing, but there's intrigue inside the FBI. It's like, ooh, what's inside the FBI? There's like intrigue. But you see how it appeared in search? You see how this, I typed in, what did I type in? FBI agent podcast. You see how this appeared in search? FBI profiler. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, so you see how these are intriguing? Like if you're interviewing someone and they have like an element of intrigue, then it's good to create curiosity. Is Dosa still here? So Dosa was on a good podcast, and this is a guy totally in a different niche, but I just want to show you someone else. So this is an example. A few of my clients have been on this guy's show, Jeff Mara. He doesn't have any podcast, but he focuses on people who are kind of esoteric, UFOs, what else? Aliens. He talks about like crazy stuff. And so like, you see how he doesn't have any podcast. He's not interviewing anyone, but he's specific with it. Now, Jeff does get away with not putting his face in the thumbnail because his branding stands out. He always uses this font. He has like this purple Jeff Mara podcast on there. So technically you don't have to put your face in there, but it has to be one of those things where people know like, oh, that's one of Jeff's podcasts or that's one of Kevin's podcasts. So that's what's really missing from your channel, Kevin, is that element of you, like what is like some similarity, but they're also different too. But the point is like, I want to point out, I know this is like a totally different niche, but like he puts intriguing stuff in his thumbnails, like dead for 11 minutes. It's like, whoa, dead for 11 minutes. It's like, I want to click on that. Yeah, that video was even doing good compared to his other ones. So you see that, like we need to have that element of getting people to want to click. What can you put in a thumbnail that makes people want to click right now? There's nothing in these two thumbnails that makes me want to click right now. I don't even really know what I'm looking at if I'm just looking at the thumbnail. So I challenge you to think about that for everyone. And I didn't watch these, so I can't help you come up with specific text, but that's what you want to think about. And again, Jeff's in a different niche, but he does a good job at that. So good stuff. And one other thing, Kevin, I'm sure you know this, but a lot of my clients grew by being on other people's podcasts. So maybe that's something you can do as well. And I'm sure you've done that, but getting featured on someone else's podcast and you mentioning in the podcast that you also have a podcast and them putting the link down below is a great way to grow. Great way. Even this dude right here, like I had 3 clients, they were on his podcast. What happened? They grew exponentially, organically overnight. So if you do that, if you take that route, make sure that the audience is in alignment. Because if you don't want to attract the wrong type of people to your channel, that'll actually do more harm than good. If you get 3 million subscribers of people who aren't your target audience, it's like, it's not going to have much good. So, okay, let's check this out. I know that you post shorts because we talked about it, so you're doing good with that. I would consider that you go live more. Try to go live more. Maybe you could even do a live podcast. That could be cool. Or you could do like maybe a Q&A. I'm not saying you have to do this stuff, but if you're looking for ways to like better engage with your audience, you can use that. And then what you can also do is, I think you're doing it. No, you said that you're kind of confused on your audience. Maybe you can ask them some questions here in the community tab to help you get a better sense of them. I've done that many times where I've made polls like, oh, who here has a business? Who here doesn't have a business? Who here has a YouTube channel? Who doesn't? How much money have you made with your business? You can actually ask questions in here to give you a sense. And some people are like, oh, if only 10 people vote, it's not an accurate representation. Well, at least that's something. Like 10 of your engaged subscribers are giving you this data. So it's one of those things where if you're trying to understand your audience, and this goes for everyone, ask them questions, and come to those answers because, the data, go off the data. It's like, I'm just looking at your channel, so I don't know who your audience comprises of, but to get a sense, I know that you can use this tool. And it's been, I've seen you know how to use it 13 days ago, 4 months, but then here we have a year ago. There's not much here. I actually was hearing a lot that this community tab is really important. People undervalue this, they underlook it, but it helps to get your audience engaged. So if they do a poll, I don't know if you're ever scrolling on your phone, but sometimes a little poll appears. They do a poll and they actually engage with it, then it's like they become more engaged with you and your channel, and then they're more likely to watch a video. Like all this stuff matters. All these little things, they matter. So thanks for all the solid info. Any tips on getting on people's podcasts? Yeah, so I have a lot of tips for that. Here, let me stop sharing this. Come on, go away. Okay. So to get on other people's podcasts, yes. So one good thing to do is first you want to watch their podcasts to make sure that it's a good fit. You want to make sure that your audiences are in alignment. And then what I'd recommend is for you, Kevin, a good path would be to get on YouTubers' podcasts. So not just any podcasts, but the podcasts of YouTubers so that it'll be much more effective cross-pollination. Video podcast. And then what you could do is you and Carlos can chop up the shorts and then you can repost them and then link them back to the long form video. But what you want to do is once you know, okay, here's this podcaster, like it's in alignment with my audience. What you want to do is usually on YouTube, they will list their email. It's underneath the about section. That's what I did for Jeff here. I saw his email and I emailed him. And what you want to do is, what I would recommend, Kevin? I would have Carlos send the message. Because what I did for some of my one-on-one clients is I would email podcasters and I would say, hello, I am the assistant of Dulce, for example. And that builds like credibility. It's like, oh, wow, like she's a real deal. She has an assistant. So I would get Carlos to say, hello, Mr. Podcaster. I am reaching out to you on behalf of Kevin Feely. We came across your YouTube channel and we see that you both focus on similar topics. And we were thinking that we could do a podcast because it'll be, what you really want to do is you want to explain the benefits for them. You don't want to say, do not say, like we want Kevin to be on your channel to help him grow his audience, to help him spread his message, to get more subscribers. No. People don't give two shits about that. Excuse my language. What you want to do is say, this is what Kevin has to bring to the table. This is how Kevin is going to benefit your audience. Like he has insights about X, Y, and Z. He has a very engaged and dedicated audience across YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever else you're on, and say, we want to bring our audience to you because people care about their audience. What you have to bring to their audience, what you bring to the table. And so talk about their benefits. And that's going to be specific for each person, but really brainstorm that. And when you communicate that Kevin is going to benefit your podcast. You know, the topic that he brings to the table is bound to get a lot of views, is to spark intrigue and curiosity. Then of course, if it sounds like a no-brainer, they're going to say, hell yeah. Like, of course, Kevin can be on my podcast. And what's great is, Carlos, you're going to want to put Kevin's YouTube, his links, because your YouTube serves as a portfolio. So if Mr. Podcaster is like, oh, who is Kevin? What is he all about? He watches some of your videos. He likes your vibe. That's great. He's going to get a sense for you. And again, this is like a portfolio. So I have clients who use their YouTube as a portfolio for speaking gigs. This is why views don't matter. She got a paid speaking gig from her YouTube. So, and you can get onto podcasts. So include the podcast and they'll see like, oh, wow, Kevin has a really good on-camera appearance. He's really good at engaging in conversation. You know, he has amazing insights. It's like a no-brainer. Of course, they'd want to have you on. So those are my tips for getting onto people's podcasts. And then what I also do is I send an email. I like to follow up because genuinely I find that these people are busy. They get a lot of emails. And if you don't hear a response back, it's not that they didn't want you on. It's sometimes they just didn't see it. I followed up with Jeff many times. And what you want to do is you got to follow up after. My last client who I got on a podcast, they did the podcast, but they weren't posting it for some reason. It's been like 2-3 weeks, and we just emailed him. We're like, hey, like, when do you plan to post that podcast? We're just wondering because we want to share it with our audience too. And he was like, oh yeah, my bad. Like he did a lot. He did like daily podcasts, so he probably just forgot. So yeah, just follow up with them. And what I like to do is I like to ask people to promote it. So for example, my last client who I interviewed, Dominique, she made 10K in 3 weeks. And so we did a podcast. And so I just asked her, hey, can you share this with your audience? And so she did. And she had over 100K on Instagram, and she shared the video. And what do you know? Cross-pollination happened. So it's powerful. It's very powerful. That's my tips for you, Kevin. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me know if you found that helpful. I'm going to pick another person. Let's see who we have here. We have beautiful Hannah. Hannah, are you still here? Hannah Oshana. That's so pretty. That's like Ohana. That's like Ohana means family. No one gets left behind or forgotten. Lilo and Stitch, come on. No? Okay. Have a great day. Yep, my pleasure, Kevin. Thanks for tuning in. Alrighty, I opened up a lot of tabs for Kevin, so I'm going to close them all. While I'm doing that, Hannah, you let me know if you're here. I'm going to pull up your channel. Hannah Oshana. So pretty. Alrighty, so I met Hannah. By the way, everyone, my last 2 videos, so I did a live stream and I did a long form video about why you should go live. And I mentioned in there, also I mentioned one of my organic strategies. I meet people at events and then I funnel them into my YouTube. You could do that too. I met Hannah at a Women Entrepreneurs event. I met Kevin at a Gary Vee event. It's powerful. It's really powerful. So when you own your expertise, I wasn't even like trying to do it, but we got to talking. They're like, oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel. And I was like, oh, I'm doing channel reviews. You should come check it out. They're like, okay. So here we have Hannah. Taza Eats. I'm curious where that comes from. So for you, Hannah, the reason why I'm reviewing your channel is because I see a lot of potential for this to be a powerful brand. And you mentioned to me, what is this? You mentioned to me that you're treating this, or you want to treat this like a business. Actually, you have a product. And so the first thing I'll say is we're definitely missing a banner here. So Hannah, what I recommend is I would go to my website, go over to freebies, and then click on YouTube banner template. This is a free download. You're going to want to download this and fill it out and then upload a banner. Because right now, Hannah, when I'm looking at your channel, and by the way, I'm going to give you constructive feedback because I want you to grow and stuff. So don't ever take it harshly. So right now, when I'm looking at your channel, I'm seeing it like a hobby. I don't see this as a business. In other words, I don't see you as the expert when it comes to cooking healthy foods, right? Because here you say you're a self-taught home chef. And you also have a product. So you specialize in Middle Eastern fusion food with a vegetarian twist. Oof, girl, you're making me hungry. I didn't eat lunch. Did not eat lunch. Maybe I should have done this channel last because I could wait to eat. But check it out. So you have a product. You have a, what's it called? You have a little shop here. Savitar. I don't know how to say that word. But here you have a product, and I'm not seeing that link here in your YouTube. So first off, I would put a banner on here that has this language. So tell people that you specialize in Middle Eastern fusion food with a vegetarian twist. And then tell them as well like, I would recommend having a call to action and check out your shop. And I would even have a picture of the product on there in the banner. So that banner is important because when people land on your channel, then they're going to see you as someone who's credible, as the expert when it comes to cooking. So your profile photo is good. I think it could be lightened up. It's kind of dark here, but I would lighten that up. And the biggest thing here, this is great what you have, the about section. But when I look at your channel, it's like I see a disconnect because here there's some food videos, but I'm seeing you like play instruments. And so there's a disconnect. So if I subscribe to you, because let's say I watch these videos and it's like, oh, wow, Hannah knows about food. But then you post you playing guitar, playing piano. It's like, oh, wait, I thought she was posting about like food. It's going to confuse your audience. So something like food and music are two very different niches. It's hard to blend them together. Sometimes people have like two niches that they're passionate about. And for them, it is blendable. So for example, if someone is passionate about, let's say, spirituality and let's say coach, like business, those two things can be blended together. They could take a spiritual approach to it, but music and food is hard to blend together. So there's a bit of a disconnect right there. So I would recommend reconsidering that. If you want to have a music channel, I would put it on a totally separate channel because they're different. But let's see. Okay, good. You have your link here. I would put the link for your website here big time. You're leaving money on the table because people have to jump through loopholes to go from your YouTube to your Instagram to your link tree. You see, I had to open 4 different tabs to get here and to purchase. So it's easier just to put the link right here. So the biggest thing is, Hannah, we're lacking in some thumbnails as well. So I would recommend modeling other people. So if you just type in like, what are people typing in? What's your target audience typing into YouTube? They're typing in probably Middle Eastern food. Okay, so they're typing in something like that. And so these are better thumbnails. Clear picture of the food, clear text is what you want. These are great thumbnails. And so I would recommend going back and changing some of these so that people can, see the thumbnail and it leaves a good first impression. I would also when you do that, when you start focusing on more food topics, I would integrate it in the title. So for example, like Middle Eastern all-time favorite breakfast. That could be a good title for you as well. You see how it's easier to come across your videos and search with that? Shorts, good. You're posting shorts, good. This is good. You're posting shorts consistently. Just continue on with that. And I would have calls to actions in there that have people know that you're not just doing this as a hobby, but you're doing this as a business. So really position yourself as the expert. I didn't watch your videos, but this goes for everyone. Just make sure that you're coming off as the expert, because if people just see that you're doing this as a hobby, then, they're not going to take that next level to make a purchase. So, okay. So I would make these playlists private. That goes for everyone. Like sometimes we make playlists, like for example, I have a playlist like about audiobooks that I read, but that's not public. So I would take these down because they have nothing to do with your niche, like electrical engineering, Scooby-Doo. That's funny. So yeah, I would take these down. Here, I think this is like you have some music, you have some stuff for an exam. I would take these down. This goes for everyone. Sometimes we forget that we have these, but it's not in alignment with our brand. And then I would use your community tab more. I would start using it. I would start running different polls. I would promote your past videos. I would engage with your audience. And my last piece of advice for you, which is a big piece of advice, is I would commit to consistent posting. The reason I'm reviewing your channel is because you did express genuine interest in building a strong brand, a strong business around this. And so it sounds super simple, but commit to posting every week. a long form video. Put yourself out of your comfort zone. And it sounds like obvious advice, but people ask me like, oh, how do I grow my YouTube? And I look at it and it's been months or a year since they posted. And it's like, that's how you grow. It sounds obvious, but that's the answer. That's how you get to that next level, is by posting consistently. So yeah, Hannah, I hope you found that helpful. Hi, Vanessa. Nice to see you. Don't know what those letters mean. We got 2 people on the bowl. Let's see who's coming next. So we have Catherine Baldwin. Catherine Baldwin, are you here? So I was writing your name, Catherine, and I didn't have enough room for Baldwin, so I just had to put B. Catherine B. Catherine has a pretty good channel. Let me pull her up. It's been a while since I watched your videos, but it's so funny, Catherine. Sometimes, this goes for everyone, sometimes, I don't know what happens, but like, sometimes there's moments in time when I attract all these people in the same niche. It's so weird. Like, there was a time last year when I attracted like 5 guys in the personal development niche. I didn't even mean to. And then you are the 3rd person who I'm attracting in this niche. So let me show you. So Catherine. Okay. This right here is Catherine's channel. And it's so funny. The other 2 have books as well. I have 2 clients, and they're both literally in this same niche. They help with loving yourself, finding healthy love again, overcoming toxic relationships. They have a book. I just think it's so wild. Catherine actually purchased my course. So it's crazy. So Catherine, I hope you're doing good, by the way. So my advice for you, I don't know if you're here, by the way. I know it's late in the UK, but which is where you're from. So let's start with the banner. Catherine Baldwin, love yourself, love your life, find healthy love. Let's see. I think we could be more specific with that. Like, I understand what you do based off of that. However, it's like, what is Catherine the expert in? When we think of Catherine, this goes for everyone. If we can bring it down to one word, that's really good. So like, when people think of Catherine, like, what is it? Is it heartbreak? Is that what you help people with? And so my question for you, Catherine, is just like, let's make it really clear on this banner what problem you solve and for who. Love yourself, love your life, find healthy love. Because if someone hears love yourself, love your life, like, all of that sounds great. We all want that, but it's like, let's say you have a course on how to love yourself, how to love your life. It's like, who's really gonna buy that? Because it's kind of like, it's broad. It's good, but it's a little too broad. If we can like really narrow it down so that when people hear it, they're like, oh my God, that's the problem I'm experiencing. That's exactly what I want to achieve. Then you're going to get more traction that way. So even if we put on here, like, here your book is like how to fall in love, that's cool. So that could even be your thing. Catherine Baldwin, here to teach you, or you could even say like empowering women, if you just focus on women, empowering women to fall in love again. And you could even be more specific with who, with themselves, romantically, to rekindle, family relationships, friend relationships. What is it? I think we could just be more specific here. And taglines matter, everyone, because this is like, it's kind of like the elevator pitch. If we're in an elevator and you tell me this, I'm probably not going to remember this. I'm not going to remember Catherine for anything. It's a little bit too broad, but like, if I'm really clear and specific, it's like, and I hear someone, we want it to be to the point, everyone, where you want to be the go-to person. So if you tell me, Catherine, like, oh yeah, I help women like ages 50 and above to find romantic love again. It's like, okay, that's cool. And then like, let's say 3 weeks later, it's so memorable that I meet someone and they're trying to achieve exactly that. What am I going to do? I'm going to refer them over to you because you're the expert in that. So yeah, Catherine, there's that. And then let's see what else you got. So this is accurate. So new videos every week. That's good that you have that, because you actually, it seems like you post every week, or you have been lately. So that's good. It just, if there's ever a point where you're not posting every week, I would adjust that. But I was saying in other people's reviews earlier that they had something like that in their banner, but I would look at their videos and they weren't posting actually every week. So the fact that you are is really great. So Something else as well is I was telling Lenny this earlier. I think he was the first channel who I reviewed. I'm pretty sure. I was telling him that like this is a nice photo of you, but it's repetitive. You see how it's both here and also here? It's a bit redundant. I would recommend having a different photo of you. So for example, if you look at mine, because it's kind of like a repeat. If you look at mine, you see how I have that photo and that photo. It gives it like nice variety, nice branding. So I would consider, oh crap, did I close your channel? Hold on, I think I might have closed your channel. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I would recommend like a different photo of you, like maybe in the banner. But this is a good photo of you. I mean, we could see your face, not a messy background, good lighting. So yeah, great job with that. One thing, Catherine, that I just want to throw out there is you have a big piece of credibility that's not shining through. So to give you an example, you see how like when you go to my channel, you see how like my expertise shines through because it's like I'm holding that badge. It's like the Kajabi 100K. I made 100K with this YouTube, with this business of mine. And so, Catherine, you have a big piece of credibility that's not shining through on here. You were a TEDx speaker. Maybe we could even have a photo of you on the banner with like that nice TEDx background. I wonder if I could find it. Let's see if we can find it. Look at that. I would see if you can get like a close-up. If we can get like a close-up of you on like those TEDx letters, whew, that'd be really spot on. You see how even having something like that can build credibility? Like even if you have like a Facebook page and you put that in the banner and people see that, it's like, oh wow, Catherine, like she's a TEDx speaker. That goes for everyone. Like you have the book in here, which is great, but like for everyone listening, if you wrote a book, if you did a TED Talk, if you earned some type of award or some type of badge like I had, put that in the banner. It builds credibility, I'm telling you, and something you want to have. So yeah, I would consider adding that, Catherine, if you could find like a good snippet. It's kind of, I see this close up of you, but you can't see the TEDx letters. But maybe we can. This one didn't do that bad. 630 views. I'm wondering if you could even just repost this. I don't know if TEDx has any rules about that. I can't remember if we did. I was an intern for them. I don't think we did have any rules about that. That wasn't my team. I was in the productions team, and so that was like a whole different department. But just a thought. Maybe you could even make some shorts out of it. Oh, look at you did. Okay, you did already. Good job. Make more. I'm seeing one. Make some more. Okay, let's see what we got here. But overall, like your thumbnails look pretty spot on. Here, actually, before I even say that, let me look at your links. Good. TEDx speakers in the About section, great. Empowering you to transform your relationships and find and keep healthy love. See if you can maybe niche down on a type of relationship. I know we talked about this a while ago, but I can't remember at the moment. Here to support yourself, dating. Okay, so you're mainly focusing on dating. Let's really make that shine here in the banner that you focus on romantic love. Then, all right, let me look at what you got. Free chapter of my book, good. How to fall in love, we got your book, online courses. Okay, good. You have your stuff in here. Let's check this out. Okay. So what I would recommend is here I just clicked on free chapter 1 of my book and it brought me here. And so if I'm using a lot of brain calories right now to try to find that free chapter and I'm not seeing it. And so what I would recommend is when you have links, I would bring them to a specific page. Like for example, if you look at mine, like let's say I mentioned a free thing. Let's say it's let's say it's my banner template. It brings them straight to this. So if I have to use, it sounds kind of funny to say, but if I have to use like a lot of brain calories to try to find the thing, then I still don't even see it. Then it's like you lose me. And so we want this to be as seamless as possible. If you don't have a specific single landing page for this, then I would just put website or explore my resources here. Let's see what else you got. I got your courses, products. I would see if you could put the US dollars in here as well. Because you did here, let me look at this. So actually, I take that back. So I would look at your analytics. If like in your YouTube studio, you can go to analytics, see who your audience is. And if a lot of your audience is in the US, I would also put US dollars, because that little disconnect, like if someone looks at this and they're like, oh, this is all in euros, then it's kind of like, and they don't know like the USD, then that can be the difference between them like actually buying these and them not. How to fall in love group program. Okay. So this type of stuff is going to need more one-on-one coaching. But what I can say is managing anxiety at work. It's good for these to have like a landing page to them. Okay, so you do. This page needs reworking. If someone were to come to this page, there's a lot of text on here, and we can better structure a landing page that's more converting. Text on a landing page like this, it's like a big wall of text, and it's like people literally run into it. So again, this is going to take like a one-on-one call, but what I would recommend is I would put some more graphics, some more visualizations, and instead of this being like a buy now, I would highly consider doing an apply now. So I'm just going to show you this one as an example. I'm not like promoting this right now, but like if you go to like my course, for example, like I have a lot of information too, but do you see how it's like simple bullet points, simple headlines, simple sections, simple bullet points? You see how it's like really easily laid out? You see how someone would be able to digest this really easily? Photos, it's like so easy to follow along, but when I go over to you, where'd it go? When I go over to you, if I'm considering buying this, it's like, whoa. There's a lot of stuff on here. And so I'm just concerned that when people land on this, they're not going to convert. There's key elements missing, like a video. Video is key, everyone, for a landing page. It increases conversions by over 70%. So we're missing a video. This needs to be way more digestible. You already lost me towards the beginning of the page. And this could use a graphic. This goes for everyone. If you're explaining steps or stages that you help people through, it's good to create a graphic, visual graphic. People will take it in much easier. Thus, they'll understand how you can guide them. Thus, are more likely to say yes. This is good. This is digestible, but like I would highly consider as well an apply now option, because this is a higher ticket offer. You're going to get much more traction, and there's going to be less resistance to sign up if you have apply now. So if you go over here, it's like this is my higher ticket program. It leads to an application. Catherine, I would consider that, because it's not impossible, but it's more rare that someone's going to pull out this much money before talking to you. So if you want, Catherine, we need to have like, if you really want to like master this page, we need to have some one-on-one time. This is going to take back and forth discussion, and I just want you to get the most conversions for this. It's like you have a lot of the elements here. It's just a matter of reordering them and presenting it in a way to where people take it in better and they understand, and you don't lose them. So yeah, and more pictures too. Oh, good. You have testimonials, but honestly, I kind of have a headache. I'm not going to lie. I have a headache reading through this page. Oh, it's like, oh, the timer already went past. This must not be a thing anymore. Yeah, Catherine, I have a headache going through this, which isn't a good sign. It's because there's a lot of text on here. Yeah, there's a lot of text. We don't want people to feel like they have a headache when they read through that. That's what a lot of text can do. If someone's trying to make a purchasing decision, they're going to struggle here because they feel like they have to read through it all, and then it's kind of like they feel overwhelmed at that point and they don't do anything. So that was just one of your landing pages. I can critique these other ones later, but that's it for now with this. There's more reworking of this page, and we'll get to that at that point. But I just wanted to briefly critique it here. Oh, let's check you out. So I would recommend that you are bigger in the thumbnails. I would like blow yourself up so that your head is like that big. From burnout and single to self-love and healthy love. Yeah, so things like this, text like this, it's good to have like, it's better to condense this So what I would have done for this one is I would have had simple text that said burnout and single, and then I would have had an arrow pointing down saying like self-love and healthy love, or maybe healthy self-love. You see how that's more condensed, and yeah, that's the biggest thing, is condensing it from burnout and single. So these thumbnails and titles aren't bad, but they could be much better. How to find a healthy relationship. The foundations for love formula. Yeah, like stuff like this. Like no one's typing in the foundations of love formula. I think the text in the thumbnail for this one would have worked better in the title. How to find a healthy relationship. That would have been better here. And you have it towards the end, but people are first going to read this beginning part. And if they have like a disconnect, or if it doesn't intrigue them, then they're not going to click on the video. You're focusing on good topics, which is good. You know, like burnout, self-love, career. Career is big because a lot of people are in a career and they're in a career and they're single. Like, you know, maybe they're in a more professional, more demanding career and it's harder for them to date. So I think you're going to have a lot of success focusing on those women, because it's like they really need this stuff, especially those who, I don't know if you focus on a specific age range, but especially those who want to have kids by a certain age, because women are on a biological clock. So they could really benefit from your guidance, and there's a sense of urgency, you know, like they want to do this now because they're on a clock, gotta have kids soon or else they can't. So you could even focus on those women. And I learned from one of my mentors that you can earn more money by solving the problems of people who have more money. Sometimes when we're starting out a business or a YouTube channel, we think that I have to help newbies, or it's like sometimes we attract people who don't have the money, or who say they don't want to spend the money. But if you just shift gears and focus on people who do, then you'll earn more money. If you focus on people in careers, you know, who are professionals, then, you know, like they have the money, and plus you have to get them to see that there's urgency with this, that they're on this clock and you are the right person. So these people, like, they know they want the solution, they know they want the outcome, they're just looking for the right leader to get them there. And that's where you come in, Catherine. That goes for everyone. People just need to know that you are the right leader to take them there. So, and I'm sure you do that in your videos, but like that's the main energy that you want to convey. Let's see what else. Transform your relationships with Catherine Baldwin. Some of these could be like this one was good. How to enjoy dating. I would really focus on like dating, if they're in a career, because you're getting some good traction with that just from what I'm seeing. I would make another video on this topic. Obviously, you know, you can focus on different material, but how to enjoy dating and find healthy love workshop. It could even just be a video. It doesn't need to be like a full-on like workshop, but I would focus on that topic a lot. I will say your thumbnails have gotten a lot better. Ooh, look at that transformation. Look at these are much better. So stick with this, and yeah, you'll be good. Right, I wonder if you're here, Catherine. I don't think you are, but okay. Let's see. Shorts. I would just post more shorts. Sounds like simple advice, but I would post more. Commit to posting at least 3 weekly if you can. Live. Consider going live, Catherine. You could even do like a Q&A. You could do what I'm doing and collect questions beforehand. And then you can do a live Q&A and do what I'm doing, drawing things out of a bowl. So maybe that's something that you can consider. Playlists. I would use your community tab as well. You're not using this at all, but it's a good feature. So you can run polls, you can make posts, and this is just to engage with your audience. It's to engage with your audience. So yeah, I mean, you could check out mine. And you could just see how I make polls, different posts. But I would use this a lot because it's just good to engage with your audience, and it's good for updates as well. You know, you could tell people, hey, everyone, watch my latest TED Talk, or, you know, you could even just treat it like kind of like a Facebook, you know, like create hype, connect with your audience. And it doesn't have to be one of those things where you try to sell all the time, you know, just build that genuine connection. And that's when people connect with you as the person, and, you know, they're more likely to eventually become a paying customer. of course, if you deliver what they need. So good. Yeah, I don't think you're here right now, but that's okay. You'll watch the replay. It'll all be good. Got one person left. Mr. Rasmuth Carlman. If you're here, Rasmuth, let me know. Just closing all of Catherine's tabs. I got a lot of tabs open here. Okay. Don't know who Vanessa is. Okay, Rasmuth. Rasmuth is the last channel. How long have I been going at it? I've almost been at this for 2 hours. I did one when it was almost 3 hours, that live stream, but I'm just doing 5 channels today. Actually, I did 6 channels today because I did Kimberly's as well. Usually I'll do like 8 or 10, but all right, Rasmuth is the last one, so let's check him out. Everyone, let's go support Rasmuth and subscribe to his channel. So Rasmuth, let's start off with the banner. I know we've talked about this before, but looking at your banner, I don't know what problem you solve and for who. Let's see if you outlined it here. Yeah, you could even put something on here, like you could even put your name. Well, your name is here as well. So I'm thinking for you, I feel like we came up with a tagline a while ago, but we just like when people come to your banner, we want them to be clear on what problem you solve and for who, because I know that you post shorts. And so a lot of people are discovering you through the shorts feed. And, you know, if they like the short, what are they going to do? They're going to click your channel, see what this guy is all about. And it's not clearly outlined here what you do. And here you just say, welcome, brother. Welcome to what? You know, what's this channel all about? What do you do? And then here you have, let's get to work. Let's get to work on what? Our health, our well-being. This could be anything. Let's get to work on what? So I would just outline here, and let's make it really clear that you're in the self-improvement niche and that you especially help young men. You may think, well, that's obvious in my videos and in my branding. Can't they scroll down and see it? They can, but I don't know if you were there in the beginning. I was saying how like your YouTube channel does leave a good first impression. So it's one of those things where like by improving the banner, by improving like, you know, the tagline in there, then that's the difference between someone being like, okay, I understand what Rasmuth does. I see him as the expert. And that's the difference between them subscribing, coming back for more, and telling their friends about it. So I would outline that. I would put up with like, I would either do a simple tagline or your content pillars in here. So those are like the subcategories of your channel. But something's definitely missing from this banner. It's very empty. And I know like we can better utilize this space for you. So there's that. Profile photo is good, but I can't see like your whole face. It's not bad. You don't have to change it, but maybe you can consider like showing your whole face. I was doing this earlier. Like maybe you can show like a whole view of your face like this. Like I find that a lot of people like what's a good practice is like chest up, solid background if possible, or just a background that's not too messy. So maybe you could consider something like that, like more of a close-up. There's some people like this dude, he has a big following, but like he can get away with it because, you know, he's got like, I forget, he's got a huge following. But maybe that's something that you can consider, because I see your side view, but like most of the time, Rasmuth, people aren't looking at you from the side. Probably never in your videos. Oh, I don't like that video. Oof, that looks like it hurts. I'm just gonna like get that out of my view. Okay, so maybe consider like showing your whole face for this. It's not wrong. You could keep it, but you know, people might be able to better recognize you if you show the whole thing. So I think we could better spice up this page. Not a guru, just a fool on the right path. Do you really want people to see you as a fool or as the expert? As the leader? So you're positioning yourself as a fool here, and people see that in the forefront. So if I just discover you in a short and I click and I notice that you identify yourself as a fool, it's like, why would I ever fill out an application for your coaching? You know, like I don't want to work with a fool. I want to work with someone who is a leader and who sees themselves and positions themselves as the leader. So I would consider spicing up this about section. This isn't one of those things that directly affects like your subscribers, but again, it affects how people view you. Not everyone comes to this section, but it just adds that layer of professionalism. Free one-on-one call with me. Let's see how that works. Apply for a free 30-minute self-improvement session. Okay, so I like this page because it's like they're applying. Sometimes I see people like where they just have like their calendar link. This goes for everyone listening. Sometimes people just have their calendar link and anyone can just sign up for like a 30-minute call. And you can do that, but there's some big cons to it. So one, it kind of shows that you don't respect your own time because you just let anyone just take up 30 minutes, an hour of your time. But another thing is that it can also lead to unqualified leads. So people who aren't a good fit, they're just, they're just a freebie seeker. They try to get everything for free, and then also they may not even take it seriously, and they may not show up. Thus, they may not respect your time. So that's why I found that apply works much better, because then you can qualify people. When I email people back, I used to do this where I would offer like free calls, and when I would email them back, I would say like, if you don't show up, like unfortunately I don't reschedule no-shows. So that decreased the amount of people who wouldn't show up. So it's good to respect your time. And one time I told that to a gentleman, I was like, he didn't show up to the call, and I was like, sorry, I don't reschedule no-shows. And then he tried to reschedule again, but that was a big red flag to me because it's like right off the bat, he's not respecting my time. He didn't even ask me, oh, like, I'm sorry. He didn't say he was sorry. He didn't like say why he was late. He didn't even ask me to schedule another call. He just went in my calendar and did it again. And I just canceled it. That kind of annoyed me. It's like big red flag people. Like, you have to pick up on these things. Otherwise, like, you're going to attract clients, an audience of people who don't respect you. So it's good that you have this Razmith, the apply, and you have the steps on there. Yeah, you did a good job with this. So maybe instead of saying, maybe I would add the word apply for a free one-on-one call with me, or a free one-on-one call application. I would put that on there so that they know it's an application. One thing that's missing here, Razmith, is your business email. It's good to have that. So let's say, Razmith, I come across you, and let's say I want to do a podcast with you. I don't see your Instagram. I don't see an email. How can I contact you? Yeah, I could leave a comment, but that's not like, it's better to have a way for them to contact you in a different way. At minimum, I would put your email, because again, that can lead to opportunities. Maybe a potential client reaches out to you. I was saying earlier that Kajabi reached out to me because they want to collaborate on something. So that's something that I would add to yours. Okay, we looked at your links. Let's look at your content. Let me look at your homepage. Okay, videos, popular videos. So I would recommend, Razmith, that let me see something. Hold on, before I say that. I would recommend that, so going back to this analogy, you see how I have a niche and I have different subcategories? So I would recommend that you organize your videos into playlists based off of subcategories, and you display them on your homepage. So if you look at mine, you see how I have like the different categories here. This is about mindset. This one's about organic marketing. This one's tools and resources, got interviews. I would do that for you as well, because it's like you have this whole library full of books, and someone comes across your library, but it's like, imagine all the books are in a random order. What you could do is you can organize your books into shelves that have labels, aka different playlists, and you can display it on the homepage. That stuff matters because, again, if someone discovers you and they're like, oh, wow, I really like this dude, but let's say they really resonate with one of your subcategories, then it's like, it makes the viewer experience much better. Thus, it leads to them consuming more content. Thus, it leads to more watch time hours. People don't think that this stuff matters, but it really does in the grand scheme of it. So, all right, let's look at your videos. I'll never be the same. What do I do now? Yeah, you're really good at this. So everyone, Razmith did a good job at like creating intrigue in his thumbnails. I'll never be the same. When one decision turns your life upside down. There's definitely intrigue to that. He shows his face. He's consistent. I'm really trying to not look at that other thumbnail with your bloody mouth in it. What do I do now? I accidentally made the most important decision of my life. That could be good. Maybe you could even put scariest decision. Scariest decision. So everyone, I mentioned that you can change old thumbnails and old titles, and YouTube can't pick it up. You could even, Razmith, play around with changing one word and see if that makes a difference. Give it like 24 to 48 hours and look at the metrics and see if it got any more views. I've done that before with many videos, and then I check later and it's like big spike in views. If only I knew the truth about self-improvement sooner. That's good. This one's good. The truth, it took 700 days. There's intrigue, there's curiosity, there's a keyword in the title, which is good. That video doesn't exist. Worse than you thought. Why quitting alcohol changed my life. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, this one's good. Quitting alcohol, keyword, worse than you thought. I feel like worse than I thought. That might be better because like worse than I thought. Worse than you thought. I feel like the word I would be better here. Worse than I thought. Because it's like your take on it, you know? Not for everyone. By the way, everyone, when you change a thumbnail, YouTube, like the algorithm does identify that you change the thumbnail, and then it actually gives it more impressions. So you'll notice that if you change the thumbnail, like most of the time you'll get more impressions on the video. So, and if it leads to views, well then guess what? YouTube's going to keep recommending it. Not for everyone. I wish I knew this before getting into self-improvement. Yeah, Rasmus, you do a really good job with titles, with thumbnails, with showing your face. So one thing is here. Ugly. What happens when you? Some of your videos, Rasmus, really take off. Don't quit social media. Do this instead. What I would do for you is, and we've done this before, but like, so this goes for everyone. One thing I did with Rasmus is we clicked on this popular tab and we noticed that a lot of his videos had the keyword self-improvement. Look at this one, look at that one again. So Rasmus, I would keep making videos with that keyword in the title. Sounds like simple advice, but I mean, it's working for you. It's working for you. Look at there it is again. Try another one as well with social media, maybe this one as well, this topic. I would do another alcohol video. Maybe you could do one with weed. I don't know if you've ever smoked weed, but I've seen videos like this for marijuana. So maybe you can do that as well. This one probably did well because there's a story behind it. So yeah, Rasmus, that's my advice for you. Like, try really to leverage what you have here. And because these are proven topics that do well on your channel and they can do well again. Shorts, you're posting shorts. I think we're good there. We talked about going live as well, which I know you're considering. And I would use this tab more. It's been 4 months. Try to run different polls. Not seeing any. Okay, there's a poll right here. Oh, look at I took a vote. Huh. Oh, this is when you were sick, I think. Or maybe not. Yeah. So anyway, the point is like I would do more polls to get to know your audience and to engage with them. So that's my advice for you. But that's all I have. Cool. Alrighty, everyone. So I went through everyone's channel. And just as a reminder, I do have my Clarity to Cash program and then also my YouTube Business Accelerator. If you would like my guidance with getting to the next level with your channel and with your business. So in a nutshell, okay, we went through this. In a nutshell, Clarity to Cash is mainly suited for beginners. If you're someone who does have an established channel and business, but you want to get it to that next level, this could be of benefit as well, but the accelerator would be much better for you. But regardless, they're both for the action taker who's serious about growing their business using YouTube, and they're genuinely committed with a sense of empowerment and enthusiasm. If you are coming from a place of scarcity, insecurity, you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, this is not for you. This is for someone who genuinely wants to make an impact, who wants income to be a byproduct of that, and who wants to spread a powerful message and make a difference in the lives of others. I will guide you through my 5-step process where I help you to build the foundations, so get clarity on what problem you're solving and for who, what you're offering to your audience, and your branding. Once that's nailed, and I did a lot of that for you today with the channels, by the way, that's like the foundations of everything. And once you have your branding in place, once you know what you're offering, then we'll stick to creating a consistent content strategy that works for you and that feels good. Because let's say you're someone who really likes to go live, that feels good to you. Great. Maybe another client, another YouTube entrepreneur, maybe for them, it's not that. Maybe it's more so long form. Maybe it's more so podcasts like Kevin earlier. That will inevitably attract community, help you to earn cash, and make that contribution that you want to make. And so what this will do for you is a lot of people express that they're experiencing disorganization, hurdles, especially when it comes to tech. And so I'll help you to transform that into a clear and structured content plan for engaging your audience. I will help you to not rely on the YouTube Partners program, paid ads, or cold outreach, because the organic content that we create will turn your viewers into high-paying buyers. I will help you to avoid the struggle of ineffective content by creating value-aligned material that yields tangible outcomes for your audience. Also, limiting beliefs is a huge one. They serve as a huge energy block, and it's normal. We're human, but I'm here to help you to overcome that so that you can establish yourself as a confident creator, entrepreneur, and leader in your niche, and that will lead to the results that you want. And also, just overall, I'm here to help you to be a YouTube entrepreneur who's not alone. You have a dedicated mentor who is here to guide you through the process. And so the Clarity to Cash program comes with instructive training videos, different tasks and tools that will guide you through every step of the playbook. There's also optional but highly recommended Feedback Friday. So every Friday, you get to submit something to me, such as a script, thumbnail, webpage, whatever it is, and I will review it, and I will send you back an in-depth audio feedback. And so also I'll give you a bonus to the Facebook group with other highly driven YouTube entrepreneurs. So there's a lot of value in this, over $1,800 worth, but for limited time, it is $97, and then the Feedback Friday is an additional $147 a month, where I coach you along the way. Now, the accelerator is best suited for entrepreneurs and YouTubers who have their foundations. They just want to get to the next level so that they can get more sales, they can refine their strategy, double their leads, get more traffic, increase their influence, and really create a business that is more aligned with themselves and their mission. So I will guide you through the 5 steps. But what I'll do is, it's really a process of continual reviewing and refining, where I'll help you to create your offers, refine them, create your web pages, drive traffic. From there, we'll analyze the data, see what's working and what's not working. And so you can read more about this. I do have a link down below, but I just want to communicate who this is really for. So this is for the person who just knows in their gut that they can be the best version of themselves. They can become that part of that 1% of high achievers, and they're just ready to get to that next level with unshakable conviction. And they're really someone who takes responsibility. They trust in themselves to show up and really do what it takes, because they know that they're the creator of their own life, and they're ready to, do what it takes, not make up excuses. This is especially for you if you're coming from a place of empowerment and enthusiasm, and you can do it. You're just looking for that right leader. And you're also ready to clean up any energy leaks that is holding you back from fully owning your personal power and your abilities as an entrepreneur. And if you're someone who wants to run a business that thrives on authenticity, then this is especially for you, because I'm here to help you operate from a place of full alignment that you're capable of, that you have within you. So that's what I'm here to help you to do. There's 3 different levels of my guidance, and you can read more and apply for that down below. All this information is below, which I'll let you read, but it's by application only. And so there's different options for group and private coaching, and a combination of both. So yeah, you can read more and apply for that, but you can read more about the results I've gotten for other clients, what sets me apart, because there's people teaching this, and I want you to see why I stand out. I generally do care about my clients. I have an ethical sales process, so I don't try to get anyone to say yes. There's people who are like that, who just try to get anyone to say yes because they don't have their best interest, even people who aren't a good fit for the program. But that's not what I'm like. And so you can read all about that down below. But this is one of those things where, and I even put it on here, if this feels daunting, but also expansive and transformative, because that this can impact not just your life, but the world at large, then that's a really good sign. I had that feeling before I invested in Tony Robbins' Business Mastery. And it's funny because I was at an event yesterday, and I was talking to other people, and all the other people were 7-figure earners. And, I'm a 6-figure earner. But, I was talking to them, and, we were talking about abundance and what that really means, because, they were saying, like, there's a lot of people who are afraid to invest in themselves or who don't invest in themselves. And so we were really talking about the difference. We're like, is it really a case that, like, they don't have the money, or they're not coming from a place of abundance? Abundance doesn't mean that you have, like, all the money in the world to invest, but coming from a place of abundance is telling yourself, I can't afford this. I can't spend the time. I can't spend the money. I can't spend the energy, to asking yourself, okay, how can I do that? And so when I was a broke college senior, I was working as a barista for minimum wage. And I told myself, I heard of Tony Robbins' Business Mastery. It was $10,000. And instead of saying I can't afford it, I was like, how can I afford this? And so they had an option for a payment plan. I had to pay $725 a month for a whole year. Down payment was $2,000. So I was like, how can I pay for this? So I was a bit sneaky about it. And so I actually received grant money for a thesis project, but the thesis got canceled because I was supposed to go to the Dominican because of COVID and we couldn't go. And so I was like, let me just take this grant money and, like, put it towards a $2,000 down payment. And it's interesting, like, they never asked for that money back. They just gave me this grant, and then the trip got canceled, and I had like $2,000. Shh, don't say anything to my, old university. But I was like, okay, like, and I thought eventually that they were going to ask for the money back. So I was really risky about it. But you know what? I trusted in myself. I knew that whole journey, even before making it to the conference, I knew that it was going to make me, like, a super resourceful and powerful entrepreneur. And so it did. And after the $2,000 down payment, I did other things as well. I was a test subject in MRI studies. I sold my blood plasma and all these things. And I'm not saying you have to go to those extremes, but if you're truly coming from a place of abundance, you find a way. You find a way to do it. One of my clients, Dominique, we did a podcast on my channel. She earned $10,000 in 3 weeks, but she didn't hold my hand. And, when I met her, she's actually still pregnant. She's due, I think, today or tomorrow, any day now. But when I met her, she did not have a lot of money. She had a little girl, a baby on the way. And she was like, Ari, I need your help. And I actually reviewed her channel. That's how I met her. I reviewed her channel, and, she put all her faith into me and my guidance, and she invested all her money, and she really took responsibility. Even though she didn't have a lot of money, she wasn't coming from a place of scarcity. She was coming from a place of abundance, and she knew she could do it, and she was just looking for the right leader. And so it's one of those things, like, where there's a will, there's always a way. There's always a way. And so I just want to share that story to inspire you. And I hope it does. I hope you embark on a journey with me where I'm guiding you towards that success that you're craving. Whatever that vision is that you have for your YouTube channel and your business, I'm here to help you make it happen. So if you have any questions, then all of you know how to reach me. There is a link down below where you can, my email is down below where you can contact me. But thanks everyone for watching. This was super fun, but I will see you next Friday for the next round of channel reviews. Alrighty, bye everyone.